to do.
We're using military gear. I'm in a Commando tent tonight, as used by the French Foreign Legion. Well, I've got my fishing gear as well. I've just packed, and what I'm planning on doing is, in this beautiful place, Laxey, push along to that other pier there, try and do a bit of a catch and cook. It's normally very good for cod, bass, pollock, you name it, all those sorts of fish. This headland area here, this is where I'm hoping to camp. I've got a couple of spots in mind, but we'll have to see when we get over there. Obviously I need to cut along here to get to that side, but yeah, I've got the ultra heavy pack. It's the Berghaus Crusader, and I either go super heavy or super light. There's no middle ground with me really, but I'll just grab my fishing rod and we'll get over there. It's very windy, and I think we may get rain in the middle of the night, so it'll be a good test for the Commando tent, which cost a grand total of about £30 for any of you military surplus people. We've crossed over now to the headland. One of the places I was thinking of camping was this little spot here, little secluded green area. However, it is completely covered in bluebells, and anyone who doesn't know, you can't camp on bluebells. They're like protected. You can't just like kick them out of the way and clear the ground. Like, it's, I'll always respect nature, so not today lads. I'll come back another time for that spot. Made it to the pier. You might be wondering where my dog is, the Weimaraner. Came home today, and honestly, I've got a 6-month-old child. Baby powder everywhere. He'd eaten like 2 tubs of this Aptamil milk, and I can only liken it to like a scene from The Sopranos, you know, covered in like powder. Honestly, the lad is feeling very sorry for himself, so he's not with me today. Take a look at my fishing setup shortly. I'll cast off imminently. I just want to ditch this backpack. So yeah, this is the rod setup. Nothing special, just a cheap setup really. I've had quite good success with these little spinners. Got various colours. I'll put the pack on the screen. Just easy enough setup, especially around here. It's not too seaweedy. But yeah, I'm gonna have a cast. Start up the top there, work my way round. There are pretty big conger eels around here, but with the line I've got on here, it wouldn't take one anyway. So let's hope I get something. Otherwise, it's the British military MRE rations for me. There are some predatory fish in this area, but it's not happening right now. So I've probably got the best part of, I don't know, 1 hour of sunlight left. I'm going to push on up to this area, pitch the tent, and then I'll find another spot to camp. That is up there with one of the best tent views I've had. Commando tent is set up. Some of you might think this is a pretty sketchy location. If you're a new camper or not experienced, I would never camp here. I've checked the weather report windy. I know the winds right now are the strongest they're going to be all night, and the direction works for me as well. So here we go, let's have a quick skeet, shall we? There she is, the French Army F2 Commando tent. Got myself a nice pitch here. We're quite sheltered from the headland. And look at that for a view. What have you got to say about that? There's a pole at either end. It's a military pup design which has been going on forever essentially. I've replaced the guy lines with Dyneema cord, which is super strong, and also I've actually got triple pegged. I've got delta pegs on the other corners which are for mountain camps, so it's not going anywhere. Pegged off everywhere. I've even managed to get rid of some of the sag. Okay, let's have a look inside. Plenty of room inside anyway. I've got a foam sleeping mat. It's quite soft here, don't need anything else. British Army issue softy pants, so I won't get cold legs. Just a 2 to 3 season synthetic Berghaus sleeping bag, and British Army issue DPM bivvy bag. Basically, when I'm in single layer tents, because the condensation tends to be so bad, I'll always use a bivvy bag, and in the military theme, that's the one. Bit of extra weight, but bomb proof. I've got all my gear here: knife, chopping board, 2 cooking options, Trangia or jet boil, depending. I'm hoping to get fish still. Nearly lost the drone, and the wind's just gusted. Didn't nearly come back. So there we go, that is my view. Tried the pier again, fishing, nothing off there. So we're going to go rogue, find me a spot. I'm determined to get these fish, determined. Head torches on, just in case it goes dark. I'm not caught short. My thought was, I remember going down here as a youngster, would come down there and fish off the rocks. Looking at it down there, to be fair, the rocks are a lot higher up than I expected, so I don't think it's going to be great for casting with a spinner. But yeah, great that someone's put a handrail in. Back to the pier. We're on a run around mission here. You can tell I'm hungry, can't you? That's as much as I've caught tonight. I'm sacking it off. I might have another go in the morning. But yeah, other than lack of fish, I'm having a great time. There's actually TT week on the island. Well, just before TT week actually right now. So there's loads of bikers coming over, and actually loads of people camping over here. So if it's one of you, hope you have a great time, stay safe. On the way here, actually, it's quite funny. I saw a really random camp literally right on a junction, and the local news picked up on it, and no one seems to give a shit. It's fantastic. Well, military rations it is for me then. MREs, what I had left over from a previous camp. Not a big MRE fan personally, but does the job. Been blessed with a pretty good sunset tonight, considering it's the other side of the island. Could just make out Snaefell over there. It's quite a distance away. Had an absolute banger of a camp there in the snow. I love that one. Want to do more snowy camps. Quick stealth check from the path. There she is, looking good. Here's the Sadak meal for one. Pinda Chana Aloo. This thing here is probably about 1,000 calories, just on its own, I think. It actually tastes all right. Good thing about military rations is it can be eaten hot or cold. 2 energy drinks. One's a hot chocolate, the other one is a lemon energy flavour. Obviously we're doing a bit of glamping. This was my dessert irrespective. Wayfarer chocolate pudding and the Black Ops coffee. I'm in the tent now, obviously. I've just deployed the wildlife camera because there's like wild mountain goats or something in this area. So, and I always see them when I'm walking the dogs and stuff nearby. But I couldn't help but giggle to myself because literally yesterday, me and my daughter, she's 3, she asked me to build a hedgehog house for the garden. So we did, out of some old wood I found. And we put some food in it. And hoping to see what little animals would come in. And honestly, the dog, Zeus, who you've seen on the channel before, my Weimaraner, the wildlife camera's inside the house. Check this out. Greedy bastard. He was in there nailing a lot. He's lucky he didn't take the door off. In other news, I got offered to go on a Channel 4 program called Wilderness, where basically you go and survive on some desert island, which was quite interesting. But when I looked into it a little bit more, you needed to have no commitments for like 15 weeks. I don't know who has no commitments for 15 weeks. Maybe me in my 20s, but not with 2 daughters and one's a baby. So I've had to give that a pass. Just before I bed down for the evening, a couple more sort of things I want to do on the channel. I want to do a little bit more bike packing. I did a bike pack, it was like winter solstice last year or the year before, and I'm looking into getting a gravel bike, which is like a road bike stroke with sort of semi-off-road capabilities, which would be good for me. Look forward to doing a bit more of that. And obviously, not that I'm a very good fisherman, go and do a bit more kayak stuff, go kayak fishing on the bay. But yeah, I think what I'll do now is, we are expecting rain tonight, which will be a good test for this thing. I mean, I've seen these things leak people's YouTube videos. However, I'm willing to roll the dice, hence the bivvy bag, which I'm not in yet, but I'll get in shortly. But anyway, without making this video too long, unless something insane happens in the night, I get hit by a meteor or the tent falls off a cliff or I actually catch a fish, which is highly unlikely, I'll see you guys in the morning. Good morning, welcome back. Good news, Commando tent is still on the cliff, hasn't blown into the sea. Wow, look at that. Bit of weather this morning, nothing major, just a bit of a chop on. So it kind of rained all night, which is what was forecast from about 1 in the morning. Never really got heavy, and if you look, the tent has not leaked in any way. I'm not going to bother fishing now, there's just no point. Next time I go on a fishing little micro adventure, I'll bring multiple lures and maybe some live bait, and we'll try cracking on with that. We'll just remember, this tent is £25. You get them from sort of military surplus stores or eBay. My favourite tent still is my Nature Hike Cloud Up 2, which you've seen me in plenty of times. Well, yeah, buzzing. What a camp. I've already nipped up the top of the hill. I've got my wildlife camera back because I've got this terrible habit of leaving it places and then getting home and being like, ah shit. Nothing on it other than me walking past it. Just before I make this tent up, I'm going to watch a little bit of the TT preview. I'll give you guys a little bit of that as well. All packed up, leave no trace. Gonna leave the video here, guys. If you're here for the Isle of Man TT, have a safe one. Otherwise, I'll catch you on the next adventure. See you later, guys.